Welcome back, I'm the Watch Nerd. On today's video, we're revisiting the very first piece I reviewed. It's a Rolex date. In the video, I didn't realize it was a date. I'm going to talk about that a little bit in this video. We'll get into a little more stuff, but this is going to be a very condensed video. I'm not going to talk extensively on this watch since I already reviewed it in my first video. But before I do so, I want to keep announcing this Chanel chain. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, and I will give it out as soon as Diamonds and Beyond gets 1,000 followers. If we hit those two marks, I will give it away. Without further ado, let's flip it around. Let's head into this piece. Turning ourselves around, I have the box here. I'm going to do a before and after, but let's do a drum roll real quick. And there we go. Coming out of this piece, it's just been out of service. As you can see, very clean, sharp. This is a special dial actually too. I really like this dial. It has, instead of the traditional 369, but of course the date's there, so it would be just 69. The dial has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I like that. You don't see that much. It's not crazy unique, but I always like special dials. That's something for this watch. I was very happy when I first got a Rolex to share with you. It's definitely not the first Rolex I've touched and held, but it was the first Rolex I had on the channel. So it was a very special watch. I said, I made a promise in that original video that when I get this out of service, when we're done with it, I will kind of review it, go over it. And it just came out of service. Everything here, as you can see, it's been polished slightly from the original way, but of course we still have the crown there, and we got all the scratches out. And it's also been serviced. The movement, actually, if you remember in my first video, if you were on the channel, the watch didn't work at all. You could not move the crown, and the automatic works were all kaputs. So that went back into the service. It came out, and now it's working beautifully. It's working in chronometer status, as the watch is really performing well. I think it really was a nice service on it, and of course I will put the before picture here. I'll find one from my old video and put it there. Now the watch fits very comfortably. It's a very light watch. Now, when I had it on, I only saw a few Rolexes when I first did the review. And I said it was a little bit of heft from the gold. I was completely wrong about that. This is a very 90s piece. So it's an Oyster Perpetual date. The difference is it's not an Oyster Perpetual date just, which means it's 36 millimeter. It's a bit of a better movement, either the 303 1 and all, just very slight differences, not with this watch, but with the 2 Datejust. They did an improvement, but they had the same movement basically forever with that watch. This is a little worse of a movement. It's not as good, but it has all the features that you would think. It has quick set hacking seconds, everything you think. The only difference is if you actually pop off the back there, screw down case back. Everything else is the same. The specs are the same. Really, the only difference is 2 millimeters smaller, hollow mid links on this. So you might think there's a bit of gold and a bit of heft, but no, that's actually hollow, the mid links, but the brushed outer links are solid at this stage. Of course, now if you buy a watch, if you buy a Datejust, they will be all solid gold. It won't just be hollow on the inside, and this one is. As you can tell, it is a later 90s piece, because we do not have drilled lugs there, and we get it, but I'm not going to go crazy in the details. I just wanted to show you after the service, getting a few angles on there. Really beautiful watch. Honestly, to a person who's not actually reading that dial with just date, if you looked at this watch in a restaurant, I'm saying, or any setting, it's very hard to tell the difference of this and a Datejust. This, of course, has a smooth bezel that's, of course, 18 karat gold, because that's what they use. But if it was fluted, very, very difficult to tell the difference between a Datejust and a date. just in that setting to a train die, I guess it would be a lot easier to find the difference. But still, it is a very nice piece. I led the dial, of course. You could see that gray dial. The lume still works because it is the 90. So it's a piece. If you're not huge into watches, don't care about the Datejust name, you're not really into huge movements, I would say really this is a great option for you, and you would be happy with this watch. It's still built to Rolex standards. It's not cheapened really in that way, just 2 millimeters smaller, a bit of a different movement, not as I guess it's not as reliable, but it is Swiss chronometer certified, which means it's the same standards as the Datejust movement. So that's basically what the Oyster Perpetual Date is. I want to thank you all for watching this video. It was fun going back actually to this watch, going and redoing it, kind of reviewing it, going into a little more details with a little more information under my belt about Rolex. Listen, it is sapphire crystal at this stage and everything, as you can tell by the flatness of it. I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, it really is much appreciated for a comment and a subscribe. And if you want to join the Chanel chain giveaway, it would be fantastic for you to smash the subscribe button and follow Diamonds and Beyond. Then you'll be entered into the contest. And then you just, the 4 steps are in the description. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy your day. I hope this either gave you a little more information on the Oyster Perpetual Date, or swayed your opinion in some way. If you're on the fence of getting one of these, or maybe getting a Datejust, or whatever you really want, go for. I'm not trying to tell you to go not for this. I think this is great for a lot of people. Thank you, and I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll definitely catch you in the next.